Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd. I'm your host Mikey. Today we're going to be doing leg warmers just like so. Very easy double crochet front post back post ideas to make cuffing. This is the top, this is the bottom. I made the top cuff a little bit deeper than the bottom here, and it's a very just simple just double crochet. Now the way that I did it is that I continually revolved around this, so I don't have any slip stitching, so you don't see any slip stitching on this project at all. I used Red Heart Curly Q, and this yarn is a stretchable yarn, so it'll stretch around your leg. So look, isn't that amazing? It's really cool. So when we're operating with this, we just want to feed on the yarn as it wants it and not necessarily force it to the maximum so that you don't end up with a size you don't want. Very easy pattern to follow along. We're going to start off at the top of the cuff, work our way down, and again, a very, very easy project. This one will take a little bit longer obviously than the gloves that we did, the fingerless gloves, but you know, well worth the effort. And these are considered a bulky, super bulky size 6, and I actually have had this on for a while. I'm actually sweating while using it, so it's a great opportunity to be able to keep warm during the winter months. In this tutorial we're going to be using the Red Heart Curly Q. You need 2 balls per leg. So 2 balls per leg. You probably only need 3 balls total, but I'd recommend getting 2 per leg just to make sure that you do have enough. We're using a size 6.0 millimeter crochet hook, or a size J, and let's begin. We're going to start off with the slip knot. We do have slower tutorials on this process if you need it, and I'm assuming at this point you know how to crochet. So when we're operating with this, we just want to let the yarn just operate itself, just to feed it on to whatever it needs and not force anything. The magic number to start off with is 41. So let's begin. This does not count as 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and go all the way to 41. We'll meet back up and we'll begin the next process. Okay, just a few seconds later I have my 41 done, and all I want to do now is just put the beginning chain on and form a ring. So we're just going to do a slip stitch for that, so we're just going to pull through and through, and now I want to double crochet myself all the way around the chain. So to begin, we're just going to chain up 2, 1 and 2. You will find in the very beginning it's kind of tough to see these stitches, and I know you probably can't see them on camera here, and you can stretch it just to be able to find the stitches as you go, and by the time you're done this ring you should end up with a total of 41 posts by the time everything is said and done. Sometimes you just might have to make it or fake it, so just kind of put it in and double crochet all the way around on this particular ring. Do not slip stitch at the end. We'll catch up with you in just a few seconds, and we'll bring you to the next part of this project. So now that I've gone all the way around, I don't want to slip stitch on this project. I want to continue to go round and round. Before you go on, make sure that you are working with the right edge. You want to make sure that the edges are on top, so this top edge is staying all the way around the top. If it could be twisted, you know, sometimes it ends up twisting, so this is the point to catch that right now before you go over the top. So now we're going to do front and back post double crochets as we go along. We're just going to start off. We're not going to do any slip stitching at all. We're just going to simply just front post right into the very first one that we see. We're going to front post, and the next one will be a back post. And we're going to do that for this entire round, so just keeping it going opposite to each other, front post, back post, front post, back post, all the way around. We're going to meet up after this round and we'll just discuss it a little bit further, and then I'm going to send you to finish the rest of them, and this is the cuff that is on the top. So begin to do that. Front post, back post, front post, back post, and it's all double crochet, and this is going to start creating the ribbing effect that appears on the top. And we're back, and I just completed this round, and just so that you know, I absolutely do not like crocheting when the project's in behind like this, when you got something in front. What I like to do is just kind of flip it so that I'm always working on the outside going around. That's a personal preference of mine. It's not required. Now I'm going to do 4 more rows, and let's begin to start you off. So this is where now the very first one is a front post and the next one is a back post, and essentially we just want to match. So this is on the front, so I just want to match. And you will notice that there's a step right here. We're going to address that at the end of this project. Also, I'm leaving this tail out, and keep that out because that actually helps you indicate where your revolutions are in case you want to do anything further. So do not eliminate that string out. So essentially you're just going around this row plus 4 or 3 other times, so a total, so that there will be a total of 5 rows of ribbing. We've already done 1. This is number 2. We've got 3 more to go after this, and we just want to match it. So just continue to do that, and we'll meet back up after you got your 5 rows done, and then we'll move you on to the next process, which will then grow all the way down from your your knee all the way down to your ankle. So let's continue to do that process next. Now I've just gone around my 5 times, and you can tell where I stopped and started. Just can follow the rib up, and now for 27 rows, this is the easiest part. You're just going to double crochet. So just come into the top of the stitches now and just double crochet for 27. If you want a different height, you're more than welcome to not do 27. You can do more or less, up to you. And simply what we're going to do is that you're going to run out of this yarn by the time you get to the 27 rows. So I'll meet you back up when I've run out of yarn. We'll review on how to change the yarn over so you don't have a knot right in the middle of your leg warmer, and voila, you can be almost done from that point. So get comfortable and get a glass of wine or something and enjoy, and we'll see you back up when we're changing the color or changing the yarn over so that we don't have a knot, and then we're going to carry on and do the bottom cuff around the top of your ankle. So we'll talk to you real soon. So here we are. We've just run out of yarn here, and this is how far one ball will take you. So you can see that you still have a little bit more to go plus the bottom cuff. So let's begin, and I'm going to show you how to change the yarn ball so that you don't have any knots. It's a simple technique of just changing color or just changing the yarn ball so that you don't end up with a god-awful knot right in the middle of your project. So let's do that next. So you're coming to the end of your project. I still have a little bit more yarn I can use, so I'm just going to just double crochet as normal until you get, you know, to a relatively area that you don't want to. Yeah, that's about enough. Not a big deal. So I'm going to double crochet the next one, but not finish it. So I'm going to just come through and hold. And normally I would have just finished that off, but I'm going to grab the new yarn that's coming from the ball, from the next ball, and I'm just going to simply just like that, look like a loop just onto your hook and pull it through the final 2 stitches. So instead of finishing it off with the other yarn that we are finished with, we're using the new yarn instead. So now we want to grab the 2 stragglers that are down, okay, and we want to wrap, and we want to double crochet around the next one and include and put these stitches or these ends on top, just like so. And what happens is those stragglers then get caught in between the stitches underneath, and it will never be exposed. So we want to do, I always look to do about 2 inches underneath, and then I trim it. You can do a little bit more if you wish. I wouldn't recommend too much less. And because this is a flexible yarn, I'm kind of giving it some of its slack, and just kind of making sure I got everything. And now I'm prepared to let it go. So I'm just going to let these go. I'm going to trim it off camera, and then I just continue to double crochet as normal with the new yarn ball going around. And basically at this point you will never be able to tell where you stop and start, other than you'll see a slight color change, but you know what, you can't have everything. So continue along. We're going to meet back up when we're going to do the cuff, so continue along. So we're now ready to move on to the bottom cuff here. If you have 2 pairs and you want to match, this is a great opportunity to kind of put them side up, and you can actually see if they're going to be the same size. So that's just an easy way to remember it from this point. Now I'm looking at it, this is where I started and this is where I am right now. So I'm just kind of visually just following along, and now I'm ready to do the bottom cuff area. And now this is exactly the way that we did the cuff when we did the top. So we're immediately going to jump down into the stitch underneath, and we are going to front post double crochet, and then the next one back post double crochet, and we're going to do this for 3 entire rounds. That's all that I want you to do. So yeah, so just go back around to do this. So front post, back post, front post, back post, go around 3 times. When we back up, we'll fasten off, and then we'll go back to the other side, to the top of the cuff, and finish that off as well. So now all the way back around on the first revolution, just a friendly reminder that anything on the front post stays on the front, and anything on back post stays on the back post. So just continue along with that. I just wanted to do a quick reminder, but that's that your cuffs don't end up looking all weird. So front post, back post, front post, back post, and we'll meet up when we're going to fasten this off. So go around this round and one more time, and we'll fasten off then. So we now come all the way back around, and I can really tell that there's been 3 rows on here. I can actually count it, but I can actually physically see it. Let me just pull a little loop here. Is that if you see this row here, it's a little step higher, this one's a little lower, so you can tell this is where I started if you are not able to. What I want you to do now is that for the next 3 stitches, I want you to just single crochet. We're going to bring this into a conclusion, just like this. Just single crochet, and then I want you for 3 just to slip stitch, just in and over and over. And now I'm going to trim my yarn and fasten in my end. So trim, pulling it out like that, and then I'm just going to weave it in through the top there, do a better securing of it. I like this yarn. You can actually really hide this yarn really well, and because of the stretching factors, it kind of wants to lock onto itself as well, which is really quite helpful. So do that. Okay, and what we're going to do now is that we're going to go back to the top of the cuff, and we're going to actually address this stepping. Remember how it's stepped right in the very beginning? We're going to address that next. To address the step, all I want you to do is create a slip knot onto your finger, or a slip knot, and we're going to put our crochet hook in, and I want to fasten it to the top area. I just want to work in between the posts. If you pull this apart, you can see that the posts are actually all separated out. So we're going to operate within the post in between, not into the top of any stitches. That we just want to fasten on. So I'm just going to fasten on, and these 2 stragglers, one is from the new yarn ball, one is from the existing, and I just want you just to single crochet going around this rim area here. And what that's going to do is that it's going to balance out the cuff and make it more flat, which is probably better desirable for it to be looking a lot more consistent instead of having that major step, what appears to be a major step happening within it. So I'm just single crocheting all the way around, continue to do that, and just see how I'm kind of pulling apart where I'm not going to any stitches, I'm just going into the gap spaces that are created by the posts when we were doing the ribbing around there. So let's meet back up in just a few seconds. So I'm coming close to the conclusion. I'm just coming around to the last section, and I can clearly see where I have started and stopped. Finally, I'm just going to slip stitch to the very beginning one and just pull through and through, trim it, and then pull up, and then fasten and weave in this end at the top of the cuff. And this concludes how to do a leg warmer. Hope that you've enjoyed this tutorial. These don't take that long, and you'll be surprised how warm they are. And if you've never had them before, it's a great opportunity. It makes a great gift too. And if somebody's waiting for a bus, perfect. You know, just like that. So just fasten it in. And voila, you now have the leg warmer. You have the top over here, you have the bottom here, and I think it's absolutely brilliant. It's great, and it's an easy project to do. Until next time, I'm Mikey from the Crochet Crowd.